Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from amandacrochets.com, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful puff stitch baby blanket. This baby blanket is made using Caron Simply Soft yarn, and as you can see I did a striping design using two different colors. You can use any colors that you like, you can even use any yarn that you would like, and I will get to that in a minute. But as you can see, this is the puff stitch baby blanket, and this is made using the puff stitch right here, or a variation of the puff stitch, and I really liked how this came out. I thought it was a very beautiful and simple baby blanket that anyone can make, and the size of this puff stitch baby blanket is 38 inches wide by 44 inches long. Again, you can always change up the size of the blanket, which I will get to in a minute. And then to finish this blanket off, I just did 3 rows of a border, and I alternated the two colors, so I really liked how that turned out. And this is a ribbed border. So again, I did the stripes with 2 different colors, and I used soft blue and white. And I thought this would be perfect for a baby boy blanket. However, you can always change up the colors and use pink and white for a girl blanket, or if you wanted to do something gender neutral, you could do that. Or if you wanted to do something to match the home decor of your house, you can do that as well. So the possibilities are endless. So let's move on to see what kind of materials you need for today's tutorial. So for today's tutorial, you're going to need a size H 5mm crochet hook, and you're also going to need 3 skeins each of Caron Simply Soft, and you're going to need 3 skeins of soft blue and 3 skeins of white. Again, if you wanted to change up the colors, you could do that. And this is a number 4 worsted weight yarn. It is 6 ounces or 170.1 grams. It's 315 yards or 288 meters, and they recommend a US H8 crochet hook. So if you wanted to change up your yarn, all you want to do is just look at the yarn label where it says the weight of the yarn and the crochet hook size that they recommend, and I would go along with that crochet hook size that they recommend. If you wanted to use a number 3 lightweight yarn or a bulky weight yarn, you can certainly do that as well. Just change up your hook size according to the recommended hook size. So again, you're going to need 3 skeins each of the 2 different colors, and I'm using soft blue and white. So for the puff stitch baby blanket, you're going to need to make a chain of 140, and I'm starting with that that soft blue color. So the blanket I made was 140 chains. However, if you wanted to do any different size blanket, you're going to do a repeat of 4 plus 2 plus 2 more at the very end. So that means you're going to multiply any number by 4, add 2 chains to that, and then once you're satisfied, you're going to add 2 more chains to the very end. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to be doing a chain of 32. So to make a chain, you're going to do yarn over your hook and pull through that loop on your hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, once you have your 32 chains to practice with your swatch, or again 140 chains for the blanket, you're going to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So the loop on your hook does not count. You're going to count 2 chains, so 1 and 2. And in that second chain, you're going to make a single crochet. So to make a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And that skip chain that first skip chain that you missed is going to count as a single crochet. So next you're going to chain 2, so 1 and 2. And you're going to skip 2 chains. So you're going to find where you just worked in, which is right here, and you're going to skip 2 chains. So 1 and 2, and in the chain after that, you're going to make a single crochet. So again, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. In the chain after that, you're going to make another single crochet, and then you're going to repeat this all the way across into the end of your row. So again, you're going to chain 2, you're going to skip the next 2 chains, and you're going to make 1 single crochet in the next 2 chains. So 1 and 2, again chain 2, skip the next 2 chains, and the chain after that make 1 single crochet in the next 2 chains. Chain 2, skip 2 chains, and 1 single crochet in the next 2 chains. Okay, so here is what your first row is going to look like. So then for row 2, you're going to chain 3 and turn. Now you're going to be working in the chain 2 spaces, so which is going to be right here, and you're going to double crochet 3 together, chain 2, double crochet 3 together, all in that same chain 2 space. So what I mean by this is you're going to yarn over your hook, go right into that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and instead of finishing your double crochet, you're going to stop right here. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook back into that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, then you're going to yarn over and pull through just the first 2 loops, and again you're going to stop, yarn over, insert your hook into that same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, again you're going to yarn over and pull through just the first 2 loops, and you have 4 loops remaining. To finish your little puff stitch, you're going to yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. Then you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and you're going to make your little puff stitch again. So again, yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook back into that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, and again yarn over, insert your hook into that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, 4 loops remain, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. And that creates your first puff stitch. Okay, so you're just going to repeat this across. So all you're going to do is work into the chain 2 spaces the same way. So again, yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that next space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook again into that chain 2 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook into that same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Then you're going to chain 2 and do the same thing. So again, yarn over, insert your hook into that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, insert your hook again into that space, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through all 4. And that completes your puff stitch. So again, just repeat this all the way across, and I will show you how to end this row as well as move on to the next row. Okay, so I'm coming up on the last puff stitch. So just as a reminder, when you're doing your puff stitch, you're putting 3 double crochets together, so that means you should have 4 loops on your hook before you close that puff stitch up, and then chain 2. Okay, so after you worked your last puff stitch, you're going to skip this single crochet right here, and you're going to go into this stitch right here, and you're just going to make a double crochet. And then this is what your second row will look like. Now, if we go ahead and look at my blanket real fast, you will see that I change colors every 6 rows. So I worked 6 rows of the soft blue and then 6 rows of the white. So when you are starting out, row 1 is going to not count as your first row with your colors. So you want to make sure you have 6 puff stitch rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're going to make sure that you have 6 rows of the puff stitches before you go ahead and change colors. So let me just work one more row with you. So this is an easy blanket that beginners can definitely try and make if they are ambitious enough, and just practice and take time, which is why I always recommend doing a little bit of a swatch first to see how everything works up. So basically, row 3 and beyond is going to be the same as row 2. So all you're going to do is chain 3 and turn your work. And again, you're just going to be working your puff stitches right into that chain 2 space. So the chain 3 is going to count as your double crochet, and you're going to go right into that chain 2 space and make your puff stitch. So again, you should have 4 loops on your hook before you yarn over and pull through all 4 loops, and then chain 2, and then again that puff stitch in that chain 2 space. So you're going to skip over those 2 puff stitches, and you're always going to work in the chain 2 space, so that way the puff stitches stack on top of one another. Go ahead and just take your time with this stitch and make sure that you're doing it correctly and going into those chain 2 spaces as I mentioned. Again, if you wanted to change the colors to match any color that you would like with your home decor, or if you wanted to make this for a baby girl, you can definitely do that by just switching up the colors. You can also use a self-striping yarn if you would like as well. I'm sure that would turn out very beautifully. So it's really up to you on what you would like to do for this baby blanket. Okay, so I did 2 rows of those puff stitches. So say I wanted to change colors, so I'm just going to take out that last double crochet and I'm going to introduce my new color. I'm going to be using a different purple color, so the white color does not show up well on camera. So I'm just going to lay that over my hook and pull through with that new color. And then I'm just going to give the 2 ends a little bit of a tug. And then I'm going to chain 3 with my new color, turn my work, and then continue as normal. Now of course you would be cutting your blue strand, but I'm just going to leave it on here for right now. And then you're going to continue, so you're going to find that chain 2 space, and you're going to work your puff stitches as normal. And again, for your puff stitches, you're going to have 4 loops on your hook before you yarn over and pull through all 4 loops. And then you're going to chain 2 and work another puff stitch, all in that same chain 2 space. So as you can see, the more puff stitches you do, they're just going to be lined up right on top of one another. Okay, so just repeat this as much as you would like. And again, I did 6 rows of each color in each of the puff stitches before I changed colors. And I did a total of 6 sections of the light blue color and 5 sections of the white color. And you're going to start and end your blanket with that light blue color or soft blue color. So go ahead and just make as many rows as you would like in each color if you decide you don't want to do the striping color that I did, and I will show you how to move on to the border. Okay, so here is what my puff stitch baby blanket is starting to look like. Again, you want to work in each of those chain 2 spaces so the puff stitches are right on top of one another. So once you complete the main part of your blanket, we're going to be moving on to the border. Now if you want to opt out of the border, you can definitely do that, but this is the border that I really liked for this blanket. So once you end with that, you're going to chain up 2, and you're going to work 2 double crochets right into that corner. So just go right in between that space of your chain, your last double crochet and your puff stitch, and just go ahead and make 2 double crochets for that corner. Okay, so now you're going to be working along the sides of your blanket first. And what I'm going to be doing is around that double crochet, I'm going to be working 3 double crochets all around that post of the stitch. And you're going to do this all the way down the sides of your blanket. Okay, so you're going to find that next post, and again you're just going to work 3 double crochets around the post of that double crochet. And then when you work along the sides, you want to make sure that you have an odd number of stitches. So for my baby blanket, I had 201 stitches along the sides of my blanket, and for the top and bottom of my blanket, I had 145 double crochets. Okay, so once you have your 3 double crochets in your next corner, you're going to find that stitch and you're going to make 2 double crochets. And then you're going to chain 2. And then you're going to work 2 double crochets in that same space. Okay, and then working along the bottom, you're going to make 4 double crochets in each of those chain 2 spaces. So find that chain 2 space and just work around, making 4 double crochets inside that chain 2 space. Okay, so you're just going to find those chain 2 spaces and again work 4 double crochets in each of those chain 2 spaces. And you're going to repeat this all the way to the other corner. So I will meet up with you at the very end and show you how to move along to the next side of your blanket. Okay, and when you reach that last corner, you're going to make 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in that same corner space. Then when you get to the next side, you're going to make 3 double crochets around the post of that last stitch. And again, for the sides of your blanket, you want to have 201 stitches. And for the top and bottom, you want to have 145 stitches. Now, if you are slightly short or a little bit over, you can always add or subtract the double crochets as long as you have that odd number. Okay, so we've reached the corner, so for this corner you're going to have 3, and then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to work in that same corner, and you're just going to put 2 double crochets. Next, when you're going to be working along the top, you're going to make 3 double crochets in each of the chain 2 spaces, and then 1 double crochet in between the spaces of clusters. So in each of the chain 2 spaces, you're going to make 3 double crochets. And then in between, you're going to just go underneath right here in between the 2 clusters, and you're just going to make 1 double crochet. Just like that. So in the top of the chain 2 spaces, you're going to make 3 double crochets, and then in between the puff stitches, you're going to make 1 double crochet. And then you're just going to repeat that across. Again, you want to make sure you have an odd number for your border. Okay, so when you come to this space over here, you're just going to work 3 double crochets, chain 2, and you're going to find the top of your double crochet, which is right here, and you're just going to slip stitch. And that completes your first round of your border. Okay, so I'm just going to start in a random stitch, and I'm going to change colors. So I'm going to go back to that blue. So the first and third round of your border should be in the white color, and the second round of your border should be in that blue color. If you were to follow along and do the same border color that I did. So next I'm just going to chain up 2. And now you're going to alternate front post and back post double crochet around your entire blanket. So to make a front post double crochet, you're going to go from the right to the left, and that post of your double crochet should be on top of your crochet hook. Yarn over, pull through that post, and then complete your double crochet as normal. When working the back post, you're going to yarn over. You're going to again go from the right to the left, but you're going to go from behind, and your crochet hook is going to be over your post, but when you turn it over, it's going to be, the post will be on top of your crochet hook, but just from behind. And again, yarn over, pull through that post, and then complete your double crochet as normal. So you're just going to alternate front post and back post double crochet all the way across the top of your blanket until you get to the corner. And then once you get to the corner, I will show you how to make that corner stitch and move on to the side of your blanket. So again, just alternate front post and back post double crochet along the top of your blanket. Okay, so I've reached my first corner, so I ended with a back post double crochet, and for each corner you're going to work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets in that chain 2 space. So in that chain 2 space you're going to work, let's move that out of the way, you're going to make 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. Okay, and then to move on to the side of your blanket, if you ended with the back post double crochet, that's the first stitch that you're going to be making for the side of your blanket. So that first stitch is going to be a back post double crochet. And then again, you're just going to continue alternating front post and back post into the next corner. And in the next corner, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to make 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, all in that same chain 2 space of the corner. So just repeat that all the way across to your next corner, and then down the length of your blanket, and again along the side, and I will show you how to move on to the final row. Okay, so if we look at the border of the blanket real fast, you'll notice that I changed color. So again, I started with that white, I changed to the soft blue, and then I ended with the white color again. So row 3 of your border is going to be exactly the same as round 2. The only difference is that for each of your corners, you're going to do 2 double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 double crochets in that corner. And again, whatever you left off with before the corner, so if you ended with that front post double crochet, you're going to start and end with that front post on either side of your corner. Or if you started with the back post double crochet, you're going to start and end the corner with the back post. And then each corner for your final round would be 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets in that corner. And that completes the border for this puff stitch baby blanket. Again, it's that ribbed border, so you're going to work a front post around the front post and a back post around the back post, following the same exact pattern, just except for that corner, like I said, it'll be a chain 1 instead of a chain 2. So that's it for my puff stitch baby blanket. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. I hope you became inspired and would like to complete this blanket of your own, either using the same colors or different colors of your choosing. I hope you definitely give this blanket a try, as it's one of my favorites that I've come out with recently. So thank you so much again for joining me on learning how to make the puff stitch baby blanket. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. And as always, happy crocheting! Bye!